Hi guys, Justine Lizzie here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is the Collective Consciousness reading, weekly reading for the second week of April, the first full week of April. And I'm going to jump right into it. If you guys want these weekly recordings, notified of these weekly recordings and these weekly readings, please subscribe to my channel today. All right, I'm just going to jump right into it, guys. I know we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so I'm sure it's going to be really calm energy, a lot of resting energy, a lot of healing going on, but let's really kind of get into it and see what specifically. Okay, so first things first is we are going to do our strengths of this week. So we have Shaylin Master, be graceful in movement and action. So this is a call to grace, and this is a call to getting more into the flow. So, and when I mean call this is coming from the strength. So this means that we are going to adhere to the call. That means that this week it's definitely going to be more of a place of grace. What I'm kind of getting from this to get more specific is that we're going to have more calm energy this week, where we're not fighting resistance so much anymore, which is a good thing. And we're going to be gracefully moving. So we're going to be shifting into more flow energy, which means that we're shifting into more aligned energy, which means things are just really going to be smooth for you for the week. As far as it feels like our emotions are under control, and it definitely feels like we're not lashing out, we're not being emotionally reactive and things like that. So it just kind of feels like we have a lot of grace in the movements that we do in all areas of our life, which makes me realize not realize, makes me believe it has something to do with our emotions and mastering our emotions this week. So that's a really good thing, especially since emotions have been high during this pandemic. I've seen in the last few weeks a lot of energy that's a lot of resistance to what's happening. So this feels like it's definitely that wall is falling off, and we're being able to move with grace. Not so much panic energy, a lot of less reactive, a lot of thoughtfulness, and a lot of being present in our actions and things like that. Okay, weakness. Oh, this makes me sad a little bit. Okay, so so we have the seer. So see beyond the current situations, and this is always pertaining to our third eye and our intuitive sense, our instincts, that kind of thing. So it's in the weakness spot, which means that we're not really seeing things too well this week. So I'm seeing a lot of blocks in our intuition, in being able to decipher our intuitive messages that come through, which, by the way, our intuition is just that channel from the soul, right? Our soul is speaking to us, and intuition is the translator. Something is getting messed up in the translation. It's being blocked in some type of way, which is actually a little bit contradictory from the strengths, because if we're going to be more in flow energy, that's usually where intuition kind of rolls itself out. But still, there seems to be a little bit of blockage in that area. I am going to be putting out a video soon about how to strengthen your intuition more. So that might be helpful for you guys as well. But mostly being in the flow, it's easier when we're not constantly fighting change or fighting resisting anything, really. Resisting change, it's mostly change. Now that I think about it. But when we get into flow, a lot of synchronicities happen. Things are naturally happening, and our intuitive intelligence really makes it makes way for our intuitive intelligence to come through. So it feels like it's a little blocked, which is unfortunate because I'm a huge proponent of intuitive intelligence. So it seems like a lot of us are using a lot of logic this week, which is okay, never a terrible thing, but we may want to strengthen our intuition and start listening to our higher self, which speaks through our intuition, right? Okay, so this next one here, this one is the romance one. Okay, so this is good. So this is Elder, Move Beyond Ancestral Patterns. So what's actually coming up here is ancestral patterns are things that you've always done, family issues, things that we were taught, cultural conditioning, we were taught as a young person. Why this is coming up is because it's affecting your relationships in some type of way, or not even if you're not in a relationship and you're actually single, this is affecting your romantic life, in your dating life, meaning This could mean that you're constantly looking for patterns that your parents have taught you or cultural conditioned to believe what love is. Because I come from a place where I had to relearn, or I guess unlearn, what love really was. I was taught something completely different, something that, in my opinion, was very abusive, and just ego love. Right? That's not unconditional love. It's very, very different. So a lot of this is, I come from a long line of. Women feeling disempowered and not doing their own thing, making their own money, like that kind of thing. So this is something that relates to me in my life, in my dating life, so in my romantic life. So this is, it might not be this, but it might be something pertaining to this, very similar to this. What were we taught about love to be true? What are we, when we're dating, when we're with our partners, what kind of expectations are we putting on them, that may not really be, they might be false. I mean, all expectations are going to make us suffer, but really there might be, a different perception of what you believe love to be. And we're really setting everybody up for failure. So it's saying really kind of dive deep with that this week. This is a lot of confirmation for myself, as well. I am part of the collective consciousness, and I will be looking at that stuff this week as well. Okay, next we have personal life, which could be family, friends, personal living situations, things like that. All right, so this is good. So it says, animal guardian, trust your instincts. So this has something to do with, so intuition isn't necessarily too buried, which is a good thing, right? Because we don't want it completely buried in all different areas of our life. But it definitely feels like, in general, not so great, but a little bit strong here in the friend department. So this tells me that there is an opportunity for you to evaluate your friendships this week and use your instincts and your intuition to figure out what is kind of bothering you. It almost kind of feels like we are using, like this is a time that we can really use to really reevaluate the direction. I know I keep talking about redirects and changing the path and things like that, because we were in a pandemic and it probably really put a wrench in a lot of people's plans and goals. But it also is an opportunity to look at the connections that you have, and realizing that a lot of your friendships are not exactly going to take you where you need to go, like you up leveling and not being able to bring these friendships with you. So it feels like that. It feels like, please take a look this week of the people that you are surrounded with. You become most like the 5 people that you hang out with. I think you've heard, when you constantly hang out, you absorb their energy, especially if you're empathic, right? Like, we have to make sure that the people that we're surrounding ourselves with are the types of people that we admire, that we are morally aligned with us, ethically aligned with us, and really are going to up level with us when we go to that next level, vibrational level, right? Okay, so this one is work. I know it's like a weird time for work for a lot of people. I know, and just so I can be clear, I have a lot of compassion for those that are going through a financially hard time right now, and all times, obviously. But during this pandemic, I know it is a crisis for a lot of families and a lot of people. So Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. So and this is actually pertaining to a lot of people that maybe have slowed down at work, and people that have lost their jobs. Take time to reflect. It's everything that's happening to us as far as pauses and things that are slowing down and we're letting go of, or things that are being taken from us, in this particular instance. It's time to reflect on what you liked about a job, or what you want to take into your next job, and things like that. It's an opportunity to change the trajectory of the direction that you're going, and really understanding that everything is happening for you, not to you, and really making sure that we use this time to reflect on our current position, and making sure we're preparing ourselves emotionally, spiritually, mentally for our next role. It is a blessing that we get to, and again, not invalidating anybody's feelings, because you're allowed to feel angry and however you want to feel about the job that you were let go of, or doesn't exist anymore, however it is, furloughed, a lot of people laid off, however you want to say it. But it's important to really understand what you liked about it. Ask yourselves a lot of questions about it, and just really realize that this, may be a really positive thing for you to rest, relax, and reflect about what just happened. And taking those things that you do not like, that do not bring you joy, don't take those into a next position, okay? Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Okay, so clarity, guidance, healing. So we have clarity first. Medicine guardian, be open to healing information. Something tells me, again, that, and I think we got this last week, or it might have been the week before, but it's also makes a lot of sense because we're in a downtime, right? So it means healing time. So healing is very feminine energy. So it's definitely a time to slow down and figure out what needs to be healed this week, but you need to be clear on it before you can actually begin healing from it, right? Guidance. Okay, so Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So this is definitely going from the feminine to the masculine. Guidance-wise, let's move more into masculine as far as planning and making sure that we are focused on whatever we're focused on. So if that is what you're focused on is healing, that's totally cool. If you're focused on finding a new job, that's cool too. If you're focused on what I just said about the job, figuring out what you liked about your past job, what you liked, what you didn't like about your past job, what do you want to take into your new job, whatever it has anything to do, if you want to reflect on your friend's situation, that too. This is pertaining to all of it. This is saying whatever you do, do it 100%. Put all of your focus there and really make sure that you start to check things off. This is a week of accomplishing things one by one. And that's what masculine is. Masculine is making a to-do list and getting things done one by one. And you'll feel really good with it too. So it feels like it'll be a nice confidence boost for you this week. Okay, so we got clarity and guidance, clarity, guidance, and then this last one is healing. Dream and journey. So this one I got in a private reading earlier this week, and basically what it was telling me, which is similar to what's happening for the collective consciousness here for you guys, is that it's really important that we don't stop dreaming. So a lot of our plans have been thrown off course, and now we have to think of a different journey and a different plan. The goal doesn't change, the plan just does, the journey just does. The destination doesn't change. So it's important that we start rewriting our story and rewriting our path to get there. Please don't take this as a sign that the universe is stopping you from achieving your goals. You're just going to, the why and the what doesn't change. It's the how that is changing. So that's what we really need to focus on this week as well, right? So that is, this focus card is really, really, really standing out. Pick one thing and one thing at a time and start focusing on those things to accomplish those things. It feels like a really jam-packed week of self-development. So we've got a lot to look at for the rest of this week. So an interesting week for you guys. I just want to say, everybody that has lost their job and is going through a financially hard time, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, and I send you lots of love. Everybody dealing with the virus, I do the same. Send you love. I hear you. I see you. I feel you. I know a lot of people are losing loved ones, and I'm very compassionate to that fact. I know that's going on. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Again, if you want these weekly readings and to be notified by them, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I just want to say I appreciate anybody that's watching. Any comments, questions, or concerns, please put down below. And I will see you guys next week. Okay.